Oh my goodness, here we are.
Another week has passed.
This is an important week. It's August 10th.
Yes, it is.
Which means we're heading towards the time where Raffi leaves to go to San Francisco.
To shape young minds, mold young minds.
To teach people how to be industrious in the designing world.
Yes.
Is that a good way?
That's a good way to put it.
So today's show is probably our last show, I would say, until maybe September. Because next week you're at Pebble Beach.
Right.
And the following week you'll be getting settled in.
Yes.
And then the following week after that.
Yeah.
Oh, you come back for Labor Day?
No, I do not come back for Labor Day.
So we'll have other shows.
Yes.
They're going to be sporadic for the fall. That's how it always is.
Yep.
If Raffi happens to come home, we'll do a show. Maybe we'll drive something.
Yeah.
We have a few cars that are going to be sticking around a little longer than we expected.
Yes.
The station wagon will be with us for a bit longer.
Well, that's okay. Have you got a shot at the station wagon? We can put that up and
not on this computer.
Okay. All right.
I'll share it online later.
All right.
Ray says every time Raffi leaves, all shit breaks out. Time to short the markets. Yes. Definitely. As soon as CarYada becomes just me.
Yes.
And I did a few shows alone. That's where the first CarYadas were just me. Like it was Clutch Radio with the two of us.
Yeah.
And then if I did the shows CarYada and I bring people on and I try, it didn't work. And it is it's middle of the morning, but thank you, Adam. He said top of the morning, guys, but I'd say it's middle.
Middle?
Well, it'll be noon in 2 hours.
That's right.
So it's late. It's mid-morning.
It reminds me of when I worked at Boeing.
Oh boy.
we had 2 morning shifts. We had a 7:30, people would arrive at 7:30, and then we had a 9 o'clock. And the people that arrived at 7:30, there was nobody there. So they spent an hour and a half just talking, milling around.
Waiting for the 9 o'clockers.
Exactly. Then the 9 o'clockers would come in.
Time to start.
They spent an hour talking, milling around. And then nobody would ever schedule a meeting until 10:30.
And this is why Boeing planes are having problems.
10:30 to 11:30. At 11:30, everyone go, well, it's time for lunch. And Boeing lunch was 38 minutes. That's what you got for lunch.
38 minutes.
38 minutes. And nobody ever took a 38-minute lunch. So by the time you go back to the office, you've done an hour, you've gone to lunch, you're tired from having had mid lunch, and you do 3 hours worth of work.
Yeah. I can't go live. We're not on Twitter anymore because I got rid of my live. They made it. You have to have a premium. You have to pay now.
We're going to get
so
Boeing
hate mail. Twitter. Boeing gets enough. So since today's our last show, I would say of this season.
Yes, we'll say
this is the season finale.
We'll take a season break for maybe 3-4 weeks. We'll come back with some intermittent. We might even run some best subs.
Yes. But I've got a lot of busy. I'm busy with some sitcom stuff. I'm busy with some comedy special stuff coming out 2 weeks from now, 2.5 weeks, August 28th on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
On the 28th.
Yes. You know how many people I know? I know at least 4 people that are very close to me.
Yeah.
Their birthday's on the 28th.
On the 28th of August?
No, just on the 28th. Because you're the 28th of February.
My brother, the 28th of January.
All right.
My mother, the 28th of December.
Really?
Yeah.
Eric's 28th of May.
There you go.
Our friend Barry Katz, who is our executive producer, is 28th of July.
28th of July. We could have a 28th club. And
the 28th club.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
So today's going to be all about you guys. Anything you want to talk about, we're going to talk about. If it has to do with cars.
Yeah.
Adams wants to know where he's going to get his Saturday morning fix for the next month. Adam, you should subscribe, if you haven't already, to Vice Grip Garage.
Vice Grip Garage.
Vice Grip Garage. Derek Bieri he's got hundreds of shows now that you can watch. He'll go. He's the guy I've talked about before.
Yes.
He'll go. He talks funny. He's from Minnesota originally, I think, or maybe one of the Dakotas.
He talks funny. He's from Minnesota.
Hey, how you doing? He goes out in the middle of a field, finds like an old Cadillac, like a '67 Cadillac that's been sitting for 30 years, and then he gets it running.
Yes.
And he drives 900 miles home.
That's right. He's the guy that
Yes,
does.
he's so entertaining.
And he stops along the way if he has some problems. And he ends up fixing it with shoelaces and gum.
Whatever it takes.
And yes. Okay.
And now he's got to deal with O'Reilly because he's always going to an O'Reilly. He got a show. He's done, I think, 2 or 3 seasons on Motor Trend with the show called Roadworthy Rescues. And usually on Friday nights, he comes out with a new show. And a lot of times when I get up in the morning on Saturday, that's what I watch. He's got right now, he's got what was the 25th anniversary? Jake would know, but he's racing today. The 25th anniversary of the Corvette. Would that have been 78? Yeah.
So the first one is 78. That's their first anniversary vehicle.
So this is an anniversary edition, white and silver, with a red interior, sitting in a garage. It had been sitting since 1987.
Oh. Okay.
And the episode just started. So I recommend that show if you're looking for something to do on Saturdays. And you can go back. That'll take care of it for a while. He's very entertaining.
Okay.
Maybe someday we can interview him if we ever did an interview show.
That's true.
So that's what you're going to do. So we can talk about anything. I'm going to talk about my next vehicle, which I forgot to bring up last time. I had 2 different ones I was going to talk about. No, we didn't talk about it. You and I talked about it.
We talked a little bit about these cars.
All right. If you guys want to guess what...
this is their... okay.
Yeah, what is my next car going to be? I want to get something... Or maybe we did do it. Maybe we did.
No, we didn't reveal it. We didn't do the reveal. We did not do the reveal. You talked about.
All right. So what is the next vehicle I'm thinking of getting? And I've actually changed my mind.
Oh, you changed your mind?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We already have a question. Very important. Also, we're going to go through Stokes again real quick to see what's been getting bids.
Okay.
We'll do that today as well. But Ray Pepper says, guys, by the way, you have certain friends that are first and last name.
Yes.
Ray Pepper.
Ray Pepper is both.
Ray Pepper is always Ray Pepper. Adam is Adam. You don't say Adam Jones. You say Adam.
Adam. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Jake is
Raffi
Jake.
is Raffi. Jake is Jake.
Ray Pepper is Ray Pepper.
Bruce McBroom is Bruce McBroom.
Bruce McBroom.
Some people are 2-name people. I'm working on a bit for this. You always have some 2-name people.
Please explain the Carvana run from 5 to 150. I still don't know anybody who bought or sold a car from Carvana, and I don't even know where their dealership is.
Well, Ray, they're a virtual dealership.
Yes. They're the largest virtual dealership.
They're the only one left. All of them went out of business. And Broom is gone. Shift is gone.
Didn't they buy out some of them as they were growing?
Nope.
Oh, they didn't buy. Okay.
No car. So here. I know a little bit about Carvana.
Here we go.
So Carvana was.
Wait, we have to go.
Thank you.
That's the dream music.
Do we have any type of
Wayback music? Let's run some Wayback music on that. Maybe not that.
Oh, this one.
No, that's our music. You can't
put that in there. How about low?
That might work. All right, we're going back to.
All right, so
Carvana.
There were the Garcias, father and son.
Mm-hmm.
They own a company called Drive Time.
All right.
Drive Time is for people with really, really, for lack of a better word, this is a technical. I don't want to get too technical when I talk in the car business because a lot of people aren't in the car business. These are people that have shitty credit. That's a technical term. There's an old joke we say this. I come to the desk at the dealership. How's the guy's credit? I'm like, he needs a cosigner to pay cash.
Oh,
bing, bing.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. So under 500.
Yeah, just bad credit. And so Drive Time they took the buy here, pay here model and put it on steroids and became a huge, they're dealerships all over the place. They're really big in California. I think Torrance might be where they started.
Oh, okay.
But they're headquartered now in Arizona. And they basically, if you have shitty credit, they'll buy cars that they'll put in. You'll get in any car you want, but you're paying so much in interest. It's usually the max you can possibly pay in the state, whatever the usury law is. So that's like some states is 29.92 is the max they can charge, and they charge it.
Wow.
And you never get out of your payments. And then the car breaks, it's a piece of shit. It's shitty credit, shitty cars. And then they say, all right, well, we'll put you in another car, and they just roll your loan into this other car, but they add more to it. Well, this car is $4,000 more. So they say, okay, and they approve everything. So that started that. Then Carvana came out of that to be a way to buy a car online. And it had nothing to do with bad credit. They were looking for the good credit stuff. And it just exploded. And they came up with a couple gimmicks. They build these huge elevators usually along major thoroughfares, like 405, the 5. I say because these are in California. And
these are the things where they stack the cars inside them?
And it's basically a huge billboard on the side of the road.
Right.
But when you buy a car from them, you get a big coin, and you show up and you drop the coin in, you hit the thing, and then your car automatically gets picked, and it comes down like a vending machine. And there's your car. Or they'll just deliver it to you. And where they were getting in trouble was the biggest problem with online, and I know this through Tread, the company I worked for that is now Auto Trader Private Seller Exchange. If you don't title a car fast enough based on state laws, you'll get in trouble.
Okay.
And the most important thing is keep your customer happy. If you can't get a title for a car, just buy the car back. It's a lot cheaper than losing your dealer license. And what was happening with Carvana for a long time was they were getting nailed in different states because they weren't operating as a dealer in that state. They were running everything out of, Georgia and Arizona, I think, and putting temporary plates. And people weren't getting their titles for their cars, and they were complaining. They're like, where's my title? Where's my title? And they complained to the state attorney general, and then they got fined. They were booted out of Illinois, not for life, but for a long time. Their CFO was brought up on charges because of it. So a lot of bad things were happening to them. At the same time, Vroom came out, similar company. Shift, similar company. A bunch of little ones. And then all of the others failed. They all went under. Shift and Vroom were both publicly traded. CarLots was another one. CarLots was a little different, but they went public. And I think because Carvana has shown that they're the final ones. Now, Carvana also bought ADESA Auto Auction, which is the second largest auto auction in the country, behind Manheim. They bought a finance company, I think United Credit, so they can handle their own financing. Oh, no, maybe that was Vroom that bought United Credit. I take that back. They bought their own warranty company. They do have their own bank, which is probably part of Drive Time. So they're more than just a car lot. And that's why Carvana, they've proven they've got staying power.
So they've put together all the components needed to be able to run this online megalopolis of used car sales. It's not new car sales.
No,
but
franchise laws don't allow that.
The answer to Ray's question, though, I think, has more to do with the growth of used car sales than it does to do with the growth of Carvana. Used car sales now makes up a substantial portion of the total car market now, way more than it used to on a percentage basis in the past, because a 20-year-old car today has a lot more life left in it and a lot more value in it than it did 30, 40 years ago. So I think what we're seeing a significant amount of new interest in used cars post-pandemic.
Yeah.
So remember that period where used cars were being sold for like almost as much as new cars?
Yeah.
So all of that has gone away, and used car prices are coming down a little bit more to where they match with what's happening financially against new cars. But the other thing that's happening concurrent with that is that the price of new cars has gone up dramatically. We had supply chain issues. We had problems with integrating high-end software and all these features and things in cars that have driven the prices up tremendously. Yeah. So new car prices have gone up, and used car prices have started to come back down to reality. So the market opportunity for used car purchases is increasing. And with Carvana, because they own so much of the market, Carvana is now seeing tremendous growth.
But here's their 5-year. So they came out, let's go max. They launched at $11.10 in 2017. They have peaks and valleys, but they were as high as 345. I mean, the peak of the pandemic, they were gold. I mean, They were amazing. At Tread, we were a tiny little company. We had 5 employees when the pandemic happened. We had 5 people operational. We had some programmers too, but just 5 people dealing with customers. We did 400 cars in 1 month.
Wow.
With 5 people.
That's a lot.
We were working 8 in the morning to 8 at night. It was insane. All hands on deck. Now this just had a steady decline. And here's what Ray's talking about. I mean, it was down to, were they going to go out of business? $4, $4. And then slowly They've come up 117, 112.
Yeah.
Right now they're 135. So they have a market cap of $28 billion. I think they're not a bad investment because they're not going away.
No, they can't go away. The more likely thing to have happen is that a larger finance-based institution or finance conglomerate is going to buy them.
Yeah.
That's the more likely thing. And it could be that there's buzzing around the fact that a larger buyer is going to step into absorb.
But who's bigger
Carvana.
I mean, 23 billion. Who's bigger?
They're
bigger than CarMax.
It won't be a car-based company that'll buy them.
Now, the average, and I don't know if you looked at this when I typed it, but what's the average new car price right now?
48,000.
Yeah, you saw it.
No, I didn't.
48,644.
Oh, 48. Okay. Yeah.
That's the average new car price of all new cars.
Yeah. No, I didn't see it when you typed it in, but I did remember that last year it was 47,000. So I figured, well, probably up to 48. And if you think about that, what's interesting about that is that you can get a functional 20-year-old car that will continue to drive and offer you another 50 to 75,000 miles of service for $4,800.
Right.
Which is shocking.
10% of that.
10%. A dime on the dollar of that purchase. And what happens is if you buy for that, and I think the average used car price is like in the mid-20s.
It's 20,
so it's
27.
Half.
Yeah.
Half. Okay. So we'll call it half for all intents.
That's
and
the
purposes.
Car Guru's number that he's pulled up. But yeah.
Okay. So you get a good quality used car for half that price. If you have $48,000 to spend, I always tell people, you got that much money to spend on a car, take half of it, go buy a pre-owned vehicle, put the other half in the bank, and over the course of the next 2 years, at 5%, that money increases while the depreciation in your used car has already happened for most of its ownership period. So you have moderate depreciation on the 2-year cycle. By the time you're done, you can sell that car, take the money you earned with after 2 years of having the other 25 grand and total it. And there you go, off with more money.
Yes.
Than having bought a brand new car.
Now, we got a lot of comments to get to.
Okay.
So that's why, Ray, because Carvana is not just Carvana anymore. I mean, they're a finance company, they're an auction. There's a lot going on. Adam did say I talked about being a plug-in hybrid, so we'll get back to my car. We have so many other things to talk about. Dan wants to know, what's the most common reason people let cars such as that Corvette I talked about sit? Now, here's... I don't know.
We've got the...
Hold on. I'm not logged in, so let that finish. All right, come on. This is why the guy makes so much money. He's got 2 million subscribers.
2 million subscribers.
2 million subscribers. Wow. And
so this is Vice Grip Garage.
This is Vice Grip Garage. Okay. Well, let me pause for a second.
Oh, so this is the Corvette. So to answer Dan's question, the most common reason is just plain and simple laziness. I think people view an automobile in the garage like they do anything that collects in the garage. It's stuff that ends up being there for 5 years, and 5 years turns into 10 years. Sometimes it's not even your garage, it's your uncle's garage. And it sits there because it's not an easy thing to tend to. Some people drive it in, park it there, and then they get another car to use on a regular basis. And before they know it, this car, it's got a dead battery, and they go, well, I'm not going to invest the money in a dead battery. And there it sits continually. Years pass, and then it gets so far gone that the brakes are stuck. The battery is completely dead. There's no chance you could start it because the fuel is so bad you would never want to use it. And then the tires are flat, and one thing leads to another. And before you know it, 20 years pass before somebody who actually knows what they need to do can get in there.
Oh, that's great news.
The attention it needs.
Best case scenario.
We got it running.
Yep. That's a two-tone silver 25th anniversary Corvette. But here's the thing. This car, even in really good shape, this might be $10,000.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Jake, what do you say? Jake is watching today.
That's maybe $10,000 in let's take it to Cars and Coffee. And this will probably clean up reasonably well. He's gonna put a fresh set of tires on it, and there you go.
So Jake says, "Good morning from Laguna Seca. Sorry, no breakfast sandwich yesterday." What about me? Apologize to Raffi.
Well, that's because I ended up buying a turkey sandwich.
Oh, I went in and said hi to Christy just to say
said hi to Christy as well. I was crushed because I didn't even put two and two together that Jake was gone by then.
All right, so real quick, the funniest thing he does is always the smell of the car.
Oh, the smell of the car.
Yeah, so let's
From what I can tell, is in really good shape. That one seems fine. Obviously, the sides are okay.
his voice is, I mean, he's just with the
Of course, it's hard to see any cracks, but there isn't any big damage.
And he won't clean
So
the
overall,
windshield before he drives home.
This thing's looking pretty sharp on the outside. Got to be honest. We got the little chin spoiler on it still.
All right, it's about to open it.
Well, let's get after it. Let's crack the door on this
Now listen
thing.
to
See
what
what the
happens
interior's looking like. And ultimately
something
pop
fun.
this hood. One of the cooler features of these cars, well, until they break, is the door handle. Whoop. Oh, thought it might be locked for a second. You always got to give them, but then the rods bend and whatnot. Anyway, oh, wow. Okay.
Rodents.
Yep. There it is. Here we are. Woo! Oh. I don't even have to breathe it in hard. It's like an armadillo shell full of wet cardboard. Potato peelings.
Armadillo shell full of wet cardboard. He always has. Boy, that smells like a tennis ball can full of
that's pretty bad.
7-month-old walnuts. Like he just comes up with these crazy ones. So I recommend, if you're not watching us, watch that.
Well, I tell you, that is one of the worst things about a car that's sat for a long time closed. Always leave the windows open. If you park the car in the garage, just keep the windows down. Throw in a couple of those desiccant bags. If your space is prone to rodents, tie off some of the anti-rodent stuff inside the engine compartment. It's not a bad idea just to
drive your car every day.
That's another thing you can do. Actually take care of your car.
Yeah. Bob says, Jacob, I'm envious. I'll be there Thursday.
Oh, Bob, you're going to be there at the track on Thursday. All right.
Are you going to be down there by then?
No. But I'll be there Sunday for the show.
Ray Pepper is at Stokes for the Saturday morning showings, and it's packed. We're going to check on Stokes in a minute.
Okay.
The old car left abandoned in the barn back, but perhaps the one in the factory. Oh, like there's only one part of it. There's a part that goes bad and you can't find it.
That's true. That's another thing.
So the car sit. You don't want to get rid of the car.
Right.
But like this car, this particular Corvette, the grandmother bought it when it was 2 years old.
Mm.
It looks like in this, I don't want to ruin the whole episode. I haven't watched the whole thing, but he finds receipts for a whole bunch of body work that was done. So I think it might have been in an accident, and then she bought it and had it fixed.
Mm.
And the car is 60,000 miles, so it did drive. I mean, 60,000 miles up to 19. So in 9 years, it had 60,000 miles. That's a lot for a Corvette.
Yeah.
But again, drive your car.
Yeah.
Quickly.
The worst thing you can do is for a car is not drive it.
Yeah.
Even if you decide you want to keep the miles low, just drive it 100 miles a month. That will help it tremendously. Cars need to be used. The systems need to be running. The fluids need to go through. All of that stuff needs to happen. Now, you were considering.
No, this is what I was considering.
Okay.
Oops. And I'm not totally saying no yet.
All right.
But this is what I was going to get.
Yeah.
I was going to get a 2025 Maverick.
Yeah, the Ford Maverick.
Because they were supposed to come out with a plug-in hybrid. They decided not to. They came out with the Lobo edition, which is like the Raptor version. It's like their higher powered car. I wasn't going to get that. I was going to get a Lariat with leather, and so I have a nice kind of luxury-ish car to drive. And then I also have the pickup truck, so I can get rid of my GMC pickup truck, and I can have one vehicle that can do both things I need.
So what's nice about the Maverick, and the Maverick brand, by the way, began as a vehicle in between the Pinto and the Mustang. So the Maverick gave you a little bit of a sporty 2-door with more of a back seat. So it was a slightly larger car. What they've done is they've taken that idea and they've applied it to the pickup truck. And what they've done is they've made basically a 4-door pickup truck with a short bed, because they realize this is sort of a family vehicle that has pickup truck quality.
Well, basically, it's the Ford Explorer Sport
without the back.
Well, no, the Ford Explorer Sport was a little pickup truck.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Sport Track, I think it was called a Sport Track.
If you draw the rear section over the back,
this is a Ford Escape.
It's a Ford Escape.
Yeah,
it's
on a car frame, but it's a small pickup truck. Yeah. They own the market because nobody. I mean,
yeah.
Hyundai has one. The Santa Fe.
Yeah,
or not?
No,
Santa Fe.
Not the Tucson. Well, they have
it's a New Mexico. It's a New Mexico name.
They have a small pickup truck, a sport truck.
But again,
it's a 4-door. It's a 4-door.
There's the 4-door like this.
Yeah.
Now this is a hybrid all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
The 2024 was not all-wheel drive. It was front-wheel drive.
Okay.
So you get a hybrid. Gets 40 miles to the gallon.
Not bad.
So I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll get that instead of getting the plug-in hybrid. I really wanted the plug-in hybrid they were supposed to come out with. It is, I mean, it's a good-looking little truck.
Yeah.
And it's like the size that a Ranger used to be. The Ranger's like size almost of what an F-150 used to be. And the F-150, they're just like tanks now.
Well, they've all gotten bigger. And the reason why is because the door height has to be higher in order to absorb the side impact requirements for cars now. And when you raise the door height, that means you have to raise the wheel height, which means you have to raise the ride height. And so everything gets higher. And that's why everything's getting taller. And you can't just have a tall, narrow car. You have to have a tall, wider car. So cars and trucks are getting taller and wider because of that side impact requirement now.
So this is the color I was going to go with too.
I like that color.
But
it's a good looking rig.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Now the order,
but you didn't choose it.
I did not choose it. Well, I can still choose it. My lease is up basically next month. I can get out anytime between next month and a year and a half later.
Okay.
So I have very flexible. I can wait. So I was going to order it. The problem is the interior is only like in one color. That's the other thing that Ford did. They're like, you know what? They build these in Mexico. The production starts in November. Mm-hmm. They're taking orders now. So
well, you said it's only one color, but I'm looking at 3 colors in the interior there. They've got gray.
I'm saying it's one choice.
Oh, one choice.
Yes.
Oh,
that's it. That's the only choice you get.
Oh, I see. Regardless of the exterior color.
Yep. They have one, maybe black. Nope.
Yeah.
And of course, I thought about doing black.
Yeah.
Because it looks great, but
I think that blue is handsome.
Yeah. Azure gray metallic.
Oh, azure.
Anyway, so that's what I was thinking of getting. And then now I'm like, okay, I still kind of want a pickup truck. So I'm thinking of doing a different pickup truck. Maverick, don't like it. Everything's so cheap on it. Check out the Avalanche at Stokes. I'd buy it. Thousands in lift tire. Oh, there's an Avalanche.
Yeah.
We will go to Stokes in a minute here. Samsung's developed a solid-state battery for EVs that go up 600-mile range on a 9-minute charge in a 20-year lifespan.
Yep.
That's a gate changer for sure. You're going to change the gate.
Yes, and Adam's absolutely right. Solid-state battery is the future of batteries because you'll get tremendous range and the charging methodology is significantly different from the current one. The biggest challenge with solid state is the volume manufacturing associated with it, but that will improve over time as more and more people move towards that direction.
Yes,
but he's right. Solid state is I think it's the wave of the future if we continue with battery powered electrics.
Yeah. Bob has another question here.
Okay.
Do you guys know the real story with chasing classic cars? Sounds kind of snarky. Wayne sort of mistreated Roger. I've watched that show, and there are a lot of people that talk about Wayne Carini. You know, he's a little short guy.
Yeah.
Some people love him, some people hate him. So I don't know the whole story about what Wayne and Roger did.
I don't know the story either. But whenever you do anything like that type of show for a fairly long period of time, there's going to be some challenges with managing that, managing the brand, managing the people. Fame does strange things to people. It luckily hasn't changed, Dan, but
I don't have fame. That's why. There's one part missing. Fame. I've been famous. And I was famous in New Orleans.
There you go.
After my stupid show. Adam remembers the show. If I went out in Orleans Parish, I lived in Jefferson Parish. No one knew who I was because I was on the cable access in Orleans Parish. I went to New Orleans. I mean, I'd go to a baseball game. I'd meet people that saw the show. I'd be walking down the street. Someone would scream, Rosenberg. And I'd turn, they go, your show sucks. Like, thank you. They go, I watch it every week. That's all I need.
So, but I'll do some research, Bob, because I'm curious to see.
So he's saying that Roger never got paid just hourly as a mechanic.
Oh.
So they never paid him to be on the show. Oh, that is kind of snarky. Those shows have tiny budgets, by the way.
Yeah.
The money is made, and this is why, when Raffi gets back in the fall, if we decide, or in the winter, if we decide to do a different show, or we decide to make CarYada more like when we're working the cars, to get multiple cameras and actually edit and put together a show, I would give that show away if a network wanted it. Yeah. Because where the money's made is people buy the T-shirts, you go do personal appearances.
Wow. I don't have time for that.
You will.
I'm very busy.
You are.
I'm very important.
I think OC Choppers, I don't know the exact numbers, but the OC Choppers guys, the story was, I might have told this already, that, they were getting $25,000 an episode. Yeah. And they were, they're in the 5th season. We're the #1 show. They want $250,000, and they go, or else we're not doing it. And their agent said, "You're going to do it for $25,000." No, we're not doing it. Cancel the show. He goes, "Do you know how many T-shirts you sold last year? It was like $13 million worth."
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it for $25,000.
Yeah. The same thing was true for Chip Foose and Overhauling. Tremendous revenue from his merch.
Make time for Pizza Dude.
Yes, absolutely. Guaranteed, Bob.
Now, Chuck Mendenhall, what's up? I went to my high school. Got my wife a 2024 Maverick in May of 23. She loves it, and we've had no problem. Are you saying it's a chick truck?
Hey, we're not allowed to say that stuff.
Chick truck? I think, you're not going to have problems. Ford makes good trucks.
Yeah, they do.
There are problems with the 5.4.
#1 selling vehicle in the world entirely since the dawn of the automobile industry, the Ford F-250.
Or 150.
Or 150.
Usually the 150. But you know what number 2 is? Well, you've got the F-150, the Silverado, the third, the #1 vehicle that's not a truck.
Toyota Camry.
Selling in the United States. Not Toyota Camry. Used to be all the time. It was Ford Taurus for a long time. It was Honda Accord for a little while. Tesla Model Y.
No.
Yep.
They've had that high a volume of.
They're number 3. The #1 passenger vehicle.
Wow. Oh, non-truck.
Non-truck. So you got F-150. You take the trucks out because the trucks, you have fleets, you have farms. That really helps.
I did not know that. Okay.
I did not know that.
I did not know.
Chris says, what about the Hummer EV? Yeah, they're probably giving them away, but
one of my friends actually went this past weekend and saw the Hummer EV and drove it. He said it was impressive. It was, but he says it's just a massive vehicle. It's enormous. But they can't give them away. They're offering incentives to buy them.
Yeah.
Chick truck.
What is it? Chick truck. But in Texas, it's probably considered a chick truck. Hadn't really thought about it. All right. I just because you said your wife got the car. And my wife loves it. She was like, she was like, why are you buying a Ford? Oh. So the other one I'm kind of looking at.
Ford makes great trucks.
The other one I'm looking at, Radical Ray on TikTok doesn't like Ford.
Nah.
He'd say it's a piece of shit. The other one I'm looking at, I'm actually looking at, you ready for this?
Okay.
The Honda Ridgeline.
Really?
Yeah. I'm looking at a Honda Ridgeline. That might be my next one. I'll pull that up in a minute, but I want to go to Stokes real quick.
Well, the Ridgeline was one of the first short bed 4-door trucks. And Honda was maligned a lot over the design of the Ridgeline.
Oh, the first one was ugly.
Yeah.
Because it almost looked like an Avalanche. Look at that. You type in Ridgeline in Colorado. Look who's advertising.
I think the newer ones are much better looking than the original ones.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised you'd buy a Honda product. Okay.
I've had Honda before. I had an Acura MDX.
Yeah.
For 2 years. It was one of the best vehicles I ever had.
Yes.
It had 215,000 miles on it.
Look at that price, 40,000. That's the starting price.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get good gas mileage.
No, they're not going to. I don't know why Honda hasn't invested in
make this a plug-in hybrid.
Exactly. I think there isn't enough market for it as a plug-in hybrid. But I'm surprised. Good for you.
So that's a possibility.
Okay. All right, let's go look at Stokes.
All right, let's go over to Stokes. All right, so here's our first one of the day, the dump truck.
Yes, we saw the dump truck.
It's up to $5,300.
Wow. Okay. So that's doing okay, which it still is a good buy.
Now, these all end on Tuesday, by the way. 1975 for this the dually.
Yeah, the dually is good.
Now, these are the ones I was interested in. You got all these red ones.
Yeah.
Government surplus. $1,000 so far.
Yeah. I think most of these
102,000 miles.
Yeah, that's a good buy. Most of these are going to go for probably well under $5,000.
There's that thing. Wow, that's up to $1,100.
Oh my!
There's a
that if you need
to pick up some
regular van,
if you want to pick up children on the side of the road, weird pervert.
That sketchy van. There's your.
Now there's Ray's Avalanche.
Yeah. And that's bid to 18.
It's up to 1825 already.
That's actually Ray's, or is he wanting to buy it?
No, I think this is one of Ray's that he's selling.
Okay.
I mean, it's lifted.
Yeah.
That's a good looking truck right there.
Sure is.
Now, I sold these when they first came out. In 04. No, when did I sell these? Did I sell? No, it would have been before that. But this back comes down.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes into the back seat.
Yep.
I had to do a whole presentation. Like we did a competition. I made it to the second round. The walkthrough. A little Ford Ranger is at 1950.
Not bad.
$525.
Yeah.
So the 19 Sentra. The Rogue, $475. See, these are going nowhere.
Yeah.
2000 for the GT.
Yeah.
And it's also a 2000. This is up to $625.
Well, that's a desirable vehicle.
With 387,000 miles?
That actually makes it even more desirable.
All right. Look at that moped. It's up to two. Oh, it's got one bid.
At some point, the mileage or the miles that you have on a vehicle, so much miles becomes a talking point, a selling point.
This one's only at 1,700.
That I think is a good buy.
Now, again, this is midweek. There's a trailer for it.
Dan, by the way, suggested, Dan Lindquist, that these vehicles that had all the gear inside of them were storm chasers.
Could have been, yeah.
Makes sense.
This one's got no bid.
No bid at all.
It's just the bed of a truck.
Yeah, it's a trailer bed truck. That's actually not bad.
It's got one bid, $250. There's no engine, right? If I remember correctly.
You might be right. Yeah, that's a big project. Oof, that's a big project.
Oof.
Oh my gracious.
What do you think that smells like?
Yeah. Stale turnips.
And we're going through these quick. Wow, that one's at $2,500.
That's also desirable.
This was at $2,000.
Yeah, the metal's worth that.
$675.
Mm-hmm.
2000.
2000. Okay.
$575. Now, why is this one? It's the same vehicle, isn't it? 05 Ford Explorer XLT. Oh, this one's an 07. All right. It's got the little lights in it. You can like scare people.
Yep. It's probably disabled.
There's another police one.
Yep.
Look at that, Ray. That's you,
gosh, Ray. Stay away from that.
Chrysler Sebring.
Chrysler.
He just bought a Chrysler LHS, by the way, with 70,000 miles on it. Yukon.
That's actually not a bad price.
This one's at 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's for us to go on the road with.
Imagine what that smells like. It smells like 1990.
That smells like broken dreams and
smells like
regret.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
All right, we're going to get to the Saab. I think the Saab has only got a bid or two on it.
Oh, the Saab has some bids.
Unless I 425 for that.
Who's buying these weird looking pontoony looking things? Oh, who bought the water duck? $500.
Oh, it's not sold yet. None of these are sold yet.
Can you imagine showing up at your house? Your wife's like, "What did you buy?"
This one
has no trailer
or motor. It says no motor, but you can see a motor.
Oh man. Oh, what a piece of work that is. Okay.
And by piece of
All
work,
right.
you mean here's a shirt. The F-250. Look at that. All right.
That's actually not a bad car to have.
$4,000.
That's not a bad car to have, and $4,000 makes a lot of sense for that car.
There's the Ford Escape. Here's a Sonata, piece of shit. Elantra, piece of shit. Rio, one owner.
One owner, $500. And see, this is why, if you have no credit and you can pull together $1,000, go to one of these. But
here's the thing: is if you can't, a dealer will buy this at the auction for $1,000 and say $2,000 down.
Right.
So they've already got their money back.
They get their money back. Because most of these cars end up on dealer lots, used car lots. People pay anywhere from $500 to $2,000 for
no
them.
bid yet for this.
They end up selling them. The miles are high on that one. They end up selling them for double, sometimes triple the price, and people buy them. Run far away from that. Run far away from that. The only reason you buy that is you had another, or you ran a Jaguar shop and you wanted those parts. Then it can be helpful, because then you can pull them off when you need them and upcharge on the parts.
Oh, look at that, $925.
There you are.
That baby is clean.
Yeah.
All right, coming up on ours soon. $275 for the Elante.
Wow.
No hardtop.
Oh,
here it is. Still at $275.
So the bid is $275 on the Saab convertible.
It's going to sell.
It is.
Nobody bids on it. Ray, if you're out there right now, please get people to look at it. The tires and wheels would sell for more than that on eBay.
Yes, I think you're right. The tires are brand new.
Brand new tires. Well, they have however many miles it is from Bainbridge Island to Port Orchard.
And the wheels, they're actually in good shape.
Yeah.
They don't need to be refinished. They're in good condition.
Yeah. So there we go. That's what's happening at Stokes.
It's quite a bit of.
We got 3 days, 9 hours left on these cars.
Okay. And the Stokes auction, by the way, is not limited to dealers.
It's public.
It's a public auction. Please don't make fun of avalanches. I drive.
So he has an Avalanche. So we're talking about Avalanches and Mavericks today. I like the Avalanche.
Yeah, the Avalanche is a very good product. In fact, I think it's one of Chevrolet's best products.
And they stopped making it, right?
Yeah, they did,
of course. It's General Motors. Hey, we made a great product.
I think they stopped making it probably because of some market cannibalization happening within their own line. So, and with the reintroduction of the Hummer, I think they expected a lot more people to be focused on buying the Hummer.
The Hummer is only the EV though.
Yes, but I think the market for people who bought the Avalanche is not your traditional or typical truck market.
Yeah,
and I think they may have misread that market. It wouldn't surprise me if they bring that back.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it was a mistake to remove it. It was a very, very successful truck. So
yeah, I mean they made them from 2001. So that's when they came out in 2001. I was working in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
that's where I met Tony.
Oh, it is.
That was at that. And I think if I remember his the way he talked about it was very poor. He knew nothing about the car. He just bullshitted his way through it.
So what other comments do we have? We had some other questions.
That's the first generation.
Yes.
And then they got rid of the badging on the plaque, the stuff on the side. And they made a Cadillac version of this.
Yes, they did. But I think
GMC, I don't think ever made a version.
I think the later series of this car is actually pretty well designed.
We've got all the comments we've already covered.
Oh, okay.
Nothing new.
All right. But I think that's it's interesting too, because while we're on the subject of trucks,
yes,
perhaps it's time to go old school.
Oh, well, let me see. Do I have a button for that? I think I do.
All right.
I think I do. Here we go.
Let's go old school.
Let me get rid of this first. Boom. All right. Time to go old school.
Audio Jungle.
All right, we're going old school. And today, since we're on the theme of trucks, we're going to keep that theme going. And we're going to go to the 70s. And I'm going to pick the 1972 Chevrolet C20 pickup truck. Now, why did I pick the Chevrolet and not the Ford?
I don't know.
Well, it's a really interesting question. And the answer is in that engine. The engine that they put in the C20 is a fantastic one. It's so durable, so reliable, so torquey, so efficient and so easy to maintain. Anybody can work on it. And to me, the 1972, 70 to 72 series trucks, the C20, really clean, very simple, very, very basic. And these things will go forever. But what's really interesting about what's happening with the C20 today, and this is important, you can get a beautifully restored one like this example that you're looking at now. This is a very, very handsome truck. Probably got $30,000 worth of money spent on this truck. Fully restored, repainted, refinished, engine done, engine refinished, interior redone, and you can get a truck like this, a nice vintage C20, for $20,000. And that's what's so amazing. This has really nice features. It's not going to be a smooth riding truck by any modern standards, but if you're looking for a fun truck that you can use as a truck and not worry about, for 20 grand, you get a nice vintage truck that's clean, tidy, very pleasant, very easy to use.
That word tidy again.
That's it. Yeah, tidy. It doesn't have fussy stuff about it. It's got your 350 Chevy V8 engine. It's so simple, so basic. This one's a twin gas tank one, so you get the extended range if you need it for longer trips. But pull into the interior photos on this particular one. I highly recommend, even though it wasn't done during period, have the bed liner done. So good, thick, durable spray coating for the bed liner.
It says 271 pictures.
Highly recommend that.
Oh my God, dude.
Or get a plastic bed liner for it to protect it. But you can see under the hood, it's in fabulous condition. The whole thing has been redone. Look at the interior, beautifully done. New carpet, all the door panels, the seats, everything. Looking under the doors, you can see that whatever rust work has been treated and taken care of. A fully recovered seat. You can see he's got a column-mounted tachometer. It probably has over 100,000 miles, but so what? The dash is in great shape. The interior is in good shape. Everything about this truck says I'm getting a tremendous value for $20,000. And so I always recommend them. Now, what I tell people when they say I'm looking for a nice, fun vintage truck, I remind them, don't buy one that needs work unless you want to do the work, and that's something that you enjoy doing, is the work yourself. Because it'll cost you $30,000 to make a $20,000 truck. So you're better off buying a really nice one and spending $22,000 for it than you are trying to restore one yourself. So that's they're under the hood. This has got contemporary air conditioning. So he's upgraded it from the original air conditioning. Power brakes, probably has, I don't think it has power steering, but air conditioning and power brakes. It's going to operate like basically like a very, very simple car. This is the same setup you'd have in a station wagon. And the only things you have to worry about on this
built December of 71.
Yeah. The only things you have to worry about on this vehicle is making sure you run non-ethanol based fuel or put an ethanol inhibitor in your gas tank, because ethanol in the fuels for cars with carburetors does cause some problems. Now go back to that other photo there. What you'll see here is you'll see the engine stamping, and that shows that it's the original engine. A lot of people will clean the paint off of that surface of the engine, and it'll reveal what's called the broach marks, which are
we can make a brooch or pterodactyl. Sorry.
Thank you. It'll reveal the machine marks used from the machining, and that's an important thing to look for on vintage Corvettes.
This is not a Corvette.
That is true.
Okay.
There it is. There's that number. Very important. So that's probably the original engine, and that's important for longevity. But again, beautiful looking truck, probably has been in the Pacific Northwest since new, and even the underside of the truck is clean, tidy, dual exhaust. It's got the chambered narrow cherry bomb glass pack type exhaust.
Serviced in January of 20.
Yeah, looks like new shocks. So there you go. The Chevrolet C20 pickup truck. They made thousands of them, so you can pick and choose carefully and get a good one for.
And this one sold for $19,000. Well, this is in 2020 though. But.
Well, today it would not be significantly more. You can look for one, and you'd probably find that $25,000 might buy you a decent one. These are currently on the auction lineup, but you can look at ones that finished.
There's a current one.
This
is $2,100.
Yeah.
It looks like the same truck.
It does look like the same truck. And it could be. No, it's slightly different.
Yeah.
It's got the larger rear bumper.
Black
interior.
does have the extra fuel tanks.
Yep. This one will probably sell in the high teens, maybe low 20s, depending on the condition. But I think they're great looking trucks. And I think that, again, they're very, very simple, very easy to take care of. And so if you don't mind doing work on your own, you'd change your own oil, you'd change your air filter. Very simple.
Back then, the glove box store had cup holder rings. You know, my 88 GMC S15 has little cup holder rings.
Yep.
And it's only good if you're not moving.
Yes. Once you start moving, it doesn't do really much.
Like, what good is this?
So Dan had a 69 C10. Yeah, great trucks.
So the C10 would be like the 1500 today. The C20 would be like a 2500. The C30 would be like a 3500, right? So you have the half ton, 3/4 ton, 1 ton.
I believe that is correct.
There you go.
Yeah.
I act like I know things.
Sometimes.
So in closing.
Well, should we do fuel prices?
Maybe.
It's your call.
I like to pull them up on my phone so you can't see them.
Oh, okay.
Because we used to do it while you were in a separate room.
Run the bumper.
Run the bumper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't pulled it up yet.
Oh, okay.
Let me pull it up first. Like the bumper. What's he talking about?
Isn't that what they call it?
I guess it's a bumper.
Yeah. All right.
Let's do this.
How much is gas where you live?
All right. So what we always do is I pull up the AAA official stats.
Okay.
And I ask Raffi who has the lowest gas price. But this time, instead of just asking for the lowest, I'm going to ask for the lowest premium.
Lowest premium.
The amount and the state.
Lowest premium goes to Oklahoma, and that's going for $369.
Holy shit. Look at that. Oklahoma, 365.3.
There you go.
Although, hold on.
Come on.
If those prices right, you did go over.
I did go over.
Close
to
to
be fair.
going over.
To be fair.
All right. And then who has the cheapest diesel?
Cheapest diesel. Let's see.
Cheapest diesel.
I'll go cheapest diesel with Mississippi, and I'll go with
keeping it close.
Diesel's tough these days.
This is fantastic iced coffee, by the way.
Is it? I'll go with $3.29 for cheapest diesel.
328.7.
Okay.
And it was also Oklahoma. Should have stuck with Oklahoma.
I should have stuck with it. Not bad though. Not bad.
And the cheapest overall gas is $2.96.
$2.96
in Mississippi.
Mississippi. Yeah.
Yes.
Mississippi has very low gas prices. $2.96. So we're under $3 in Mississippi, which is pretty.
And that Avalanche
amazing.
we talked about earlier, that is Ray's car of the week, by the way, too.
Oh, it is.
So if you want to buy it, go to Stokes Auction
and
in Port Orchard, Washington.
There you go.
Please bid early, bid often on the Saab convertible.
Get a Saab convertible for $300.
Gas is slowly creeping up again.
Yes.
And
Diesel
is still high everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. And I still don't understand. I've asked many experts why diesel fuel should be more expensive than gasoline. It's cheaper to refine. It's a lower grade fuel. There's a higher volume of diesel fuel being manufactured, and yet the price is high.
Camera's up there.
Hi.
He's been looking down the whole show.
I know. I look at you because I'm used to talking to you.
So I would say that.
And now it's time to stump Raffi.
Oh no!
Diesel fuel stumped Raffi.
Diesel fuel stumped me.
It doesn't make sense because diesel fuel is supposed to always be cheaper.
That's right. It should be cheaper, right? That makes sense.
It's been $4.19 at the local stations, at the tribal stations, for like 6 months.
It
has not moved. And regular gas, it was higher than it for a while, and the regular gas is now $3.80.
Yeah,
and it's $4.19. It makes no sense.
I'm vexed. I'm not stumped.
All right. Do we have a Vex Raffi? No, we don't have a Vex Raffi. We do have the original opening to Clutch Radio. You guys want to watch that?
Oh,
it's
for some nostalgia.
Here we go. Here's the original. Not the original, but this is the one before we switched over to CarYada.
It's time to start your engines and be part of the conversation. You can always ask the experts, Raffi Manassian and Dan Rosenberg, because it's now time for Clutch Radio. The show starts now.
No! You know, I get a little triggered because we ran that during COVID.
Uh-huh.
So I get a little bit of a COVID trigger. Yeah, I get that. I can feel the mask on my face. And gosh, remember COVID?
They're saying it's finally an endemic now. It's finally hitting the end game stage. Although I have a guy I work with in California who had it 2 weeks ago, and he said he almost had to go to the hospital. It was that bad.
Well, it's still killing people. That's what's.
Stay over here just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you have to travel.
Yeah.
So speaking of travel, we can talk about this real quick. So you're going to Pebble Beach.
I'm going to Pebble Beach,
and you are going to be a judge for a. By the way, that's Eric Speck's acting to date. The
oh yes,
Eric, the voiceover. You're judging an interesting thing at Pebble Beach, right?
Yes, I am judging the wedge class of cars. Yeah, not Wedgwood. Wedge class at Pebble Beach. And this was such a successful class because this is special class. They have special classes every year, so they invite certain cars. But this was such a special class and popular that wedge-shaped concept cars and prototypes that they had to divide it up into two.
Wow!
So they divided it up into two sections, and I'll be doing the later series of wedge concept cars and prototypes. So these will be very, very limited edition or one-of-a-kind cars. And what if you can see on the screen, this is the Pininfarina Modulo, which is built on a Ferrari chassis. It was a very, very advanced concept vehicle from the early 70s.
Would a DeLorean be in this class?
Yes, a DeLorean would be considered one of the last wedge cars. You can see right here, DMC DeLorean.
Oh, it says it right there.
Yeah.
But they also mentioned the Tesla Cybertruck.
Well,
vestiges appear in the Tesla Cybertruck of today.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it is a wedge vehicle, but I wouldn't. I don't know where to put the Cybertruck and what classification of design to put the Cybertruck. There's our chief judge. That's Chris Bach,
honorary judge.
Yes. And
hey, look, Chairman Emeritus.
Chairman Emeritus.
There's our buddy Glenn Munger.
Our friend Glenn Munger. Wonderful gentleman. Many of these folks, honorary judges.
Hey, there's you.
Class judge. I am a class judge.
But your picture's right there.
No kidding.
But you're not the only class judge.
But I'm the one that's the most,
I mean, but there's, look at you. You're not wearing the funny hat.
No, I don't wear the hat because I still have hair. You'll notice that those that have hair.
Oh.
But the people that wear the hats, they try to protect their heads.
All right.
So there you are.
Master ceremony.
Yes.
Selection committee.
Yep.
Oh, your picture's in there. So, look how gorgeous it is.
I know. It's a fabulous location. There's even if you're a golfer.
Pebble Beach is one of the best golf courses.
Yeah.
How many balls are in the water, though? There's got to be a lot of balls in the water.
Probably.
Do you golf?
That's a joke. I do not golf.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
In 20 years.
I can.
I'm
hit
just
the
excited
ball.
that you're there with Prince Andrew or
Yes.
Prince Henry. Or whatever
That's Paul Hagerman. But I'll tell him you think he's Prince Andrew. That's Jonathan Stein on the other side.
guy?
He was the
bald guy.
We're judging the pre-war Bentley class.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about the fact that we have two of our Cars and Coffee guys
Yes.
on the most prestigious Pebble Beach Concours website.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You're kind of important.
It turns out. Who'd have thought?
See, you're the celebrity, not me.
All right.
yeah.
So there you go. I'll be there next week. I'll take some video and I'll take care of my judging duties while I'm there.
I'm going to miss Raffi. You want to see more of Stokes at drop-offs? We pay $30 per car for transports from affordable used cars. Oh,
a part-time gig.
yeah, $30 a car. And Adam Jones, the Cybertruck goes into the piece of shit category.
I'm with Adam on that. I am not a fan of the Cybertruck. I don't mind going on record as saying such. I also think that it's, in addition to being a poorly designed vehicle, I think it's a poorly made vehicle. And there's been lots of expose on that truck just literally falling apart.
Yeah, and Elon is now announcing that if you want one, you can get one right away.
Mm.
If you want to order one, think about the people that waited 2 or 3 years for it and paid $100,000.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, we have a $60,000 version you can get right away.
Right. And you really shouldn't want that vehicle under any circumstance.
No, it's an eye catcher.
Yes,
That's not always a good thing.
But so's that coffee table in your living room that you keep bumping your shin on.
Yeah. All right. Bob says he is going to the Wedge Forum on Thursday.
Oh, good. They asked me to speak there, but I was unable to because of prior commitments.
All right. And it's funny how the whistling diesel destroys the Cybertruck.
Oh, he's talking about Whistling Diesel, the guy that does. I think he's on Instagram and YouTube, and he does destroy a Cybertruck.
Gotcha.
He literally bought one specifically for his channel to destroy it, and Dan's absolutely right. That's great to take a look at.
Do me a favor while you're watching, before we end the show, just click the like button.
Click that
Give
button.
a little thumbs up. Give us one of those.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already to the YouTube channel. We really will build the YouTube channel up. That's our goal for 2025, is to be nothing but YouTube.
Yep.
So we can do more shows, and we can do pre-recorded shows, not just the live show. But that'll be in 2025.
There you go.
And so we're going to be off for a few weeks. Rafi's going to be off at Pebble Beach.
Dan is going to be working on some secret projects and cars.
Yep, and we have to get the comedy special will come out August 28th.
Yep.
So please like and subscribe to Dan Rosenberg 3 to my channel if you're watching it on that. I don't know if we have anybody watching over on that channel right now.
Might be.
Nobody. Everybody's watching the CarYada channel right now. Very good.
All right.
As you should.
Well, let's wrap it up then. And thank you, everybody. Always great to be here. Share a little bit of car knowledge with you. And we'll see you at the next time, our next show.
Yes. During the week, if you have a question, you can text us, 610-CarYada. Did you get a text? Your friend was going to text you during the show, potentially.
No text from him.
All right.
But I'll, if I get some, I'll let you know.
We'll see you all soon, as Adam says.
See ya.
Now you got to play that old guy music.
Oh, yeah.
We can actually play it beforehand. We can actually...
We have to pretend we're watching a car.
Granny on the Beverly Hillbillies. Oh, I'm going to wash the car here.
Where's our guy? Run the bumper.
Where's the guy?